Now, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but you can, it seems, create a new teacher out of an old-timer. More and more people are being lured out of retirement to begin their teacher training as ministers seek to solve the biggest contributor to economic activity in the UK. Simon Bromley was a professor of international politics who took early retirement from Sheffield Hallam University at the end of 2020. Now, he's about to start training as a maths teacher. He joins us now. Simon, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Merry Christmas.
And to you too, and Good New Year.
Happy New Year to you, almost New Year to you too. Now, Simon, tell us a little bit about what inspired you and your own personal unretiring, if we can put it that way.
Well, I took very early retirement during COVID, and fairly soon afterwards decided actually I didn't want to be retired, that it was too early. And I was also clear that I didn't want to go back into the profession I'd had for 35 years. I wanted something new. And a number of things sort of came together, really. I very much wanted to give something back. My first love was maths and sciences, very different from the profession I ended up in, as you just mentioned. And I thought about my school days, and there were two masters in particular, my maths master and my chemistry teacher, who were in effect the making of me. I was quite difficult at school as a pupil. But for their seeing something in me and helping me in lots of different ways, I wouldn't have had the career I had, and those sort of things came together, really.
If it's not a terribly impertinent question, Simon, you don't mind me asking, how old are you now?
I'm 62.
And how old, so you were under 60 when you retired?
I was just 60.
Right. Now, there are some concerns in this scheme, which is being spearheaded by Now Teach, which is aiming to tackle this teacher recruitment crisis, that there are some concerns about the retention rate. How long do you see yourself doing it for once your training is complete?
That's a good question. I think as long as I'm still healthy, which I am at the moment, prior to taking early retirement, I had never actually thought about retiring at all in my first career. I'd always thought I would never retire from that. I might do it less and less full time over time, but I'd never actually thought about retiring. And I think the same about this second career. I think I will go into it on a full-time, I don't think, I know I will go into it on a full-time basis. I think at least through to my early 70s, I hope, health permitting. I might at some point teach less than full-time.
Yeah, I understand that, Simon. It's an issue quite close to my heart, because my parents are actually both secondary school teachers who came out of retirement about 7 years ago to spend a year teaching in Sicily. And I think that while they had a wonderful time, a full timetable is quite hard with kids. You know, you're not just teaching a syllabus, you're teaching real life kids, and it's quite a lot in your late 60s. But there used to be a compulsory retirement age for teachers in the UK of 65, and that's gone now. So do you think, as we all live longer and hopefully healthier, should we be encouraging people to work as long as they possibly can and want to?
Certainly, as long as they want to. I mean, as you say, the state retirement age was abolished some time ago now, actually. And if we think of an aging population, there aren't that many answers to how we afford an aging population other than encouraging people to work beyond, if you like, the statutory retirement age, whether that's full-time or part-time, because the only alternatives are very reduced level of income in retirement or very, very high levels of taxes for those in employment. There isn't a kind of there isn't another thing on the table there. It's just kind of arithmetic, basically. So at an economy-wide level, it's pretty important that we encourage older people to remain active in employment. And speaking purely personally, in terms of having a purpose in later life, I can't think of anything better than a second career.
Absolutely, Simon. Well, thank you so much for speaking to us today, and I wish you a very long and happy second career in maths teaching, and all those lucky children who are going to have the teacher that you had when you were at school. Thank you so much. That's Simon Bromley, former Professor of International Politics and future maths teacher.